For those of you who have not completed this assignment, here is a little brief refresher of what you're supposed to do in completing this assignment. So let's take a little look-see here. So in class, we have discussed that the scientific method is define a purpose, construct a hypothesis, and then test and collect data. So in this assignment, the first day of the assignment, we were to define a purpose, construct a hypothesis. Okay, so the first day we were going to do those items. So the first thing I needed to do here was to open a Google Doc. I have my Google Doc opened here. I will title it research data, and I'll have my name added to it as well. As you're seeing, I'm doing an upper hand corner here, so I am showing off that this two topics here is the topic of my name here. So I got that down, maybe, and there it is. So this is my research data, my date here, and then so I will now go back to my Google assignment here, and I will copy and paste these items here. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste those items there. So my purpose of what I'm thinking about, my purpose that I am thinking about here is I want to see the mental health during a pandemic. So as I did here, I'm going to actually go into seeing how the student's mental health is during a pandemic. Yes, it's a little bit vague. It's a little bit short. You should actually put a little more thought into it. So you need to actually go into it. Um, so a hypothesis, an educated guess here. So to try to prove that my guess is wrong here, I'm going to make up a wrong educated guess here, but you will actually try to figure out what the research is going to say. I think the pandemic will not affect student mental health. I just said there, I don't believe that the student's mental health will be affected. So what do I do now? What do I do now? So I need to test the data here. I need to check out the different topics there and see what we got here. So going back to our assignment page here. So I'm going to go back one more little step here. And if you noticed on the 8th here, I have mental health data. So I will now go through all these little websites to see which one is the correct one for me, to see which one actually answers my questions for me, and see what is the deal with that. So again, how many people, how long have you been sleeping? Sleep is a different form of mental health here. So 8 to 7 hours. So most students are actually getting that. You got, what is it, 50, 40 some percent are getting enough time there. So I'll actually go through the different topics to find out what the correct answer is there. And then when I am done with my topic there, so I'll go to those little pages there to find out what the data says there. So that I will actually look through the data there, and then I will analyze the data, draw a conclusion, and then communicate my results. So this is what one of our other friendly students did here and before here. So if you notice, he said his purpose was this is how many hours of screen time and being actively correspondent here. But with the pandemic, I believe more people are spending there. So again, there are two questions that help me with this hypothesis. He goes, the amount of time on your smartphones and the amount of time you have exercising. So he's using these two answers, these two components to actually collecting the data there. So now he's spending the data there and reading out there. He's drawing conclusions, and then his results is my hypothesis partially correct, supporting the data that I have collected to second most of people who are at least screen time have less time exercising. So going through those different topics, you will actually make up a hypothesis, go ahead and see what the hypothesis is, and then decide what the data says there. So